Yo, what up everybody, it's Peace. Welcome to another video. So I've got a nice special deck profile for you guys today. You guys know Scrap Raptor is now legal, so I decided to try Orcust out again. So I took the deck to locals. It ended up being a small locals, 14 players, but I did end up going X1. My only loss was to a virtual world player in 4 rounds, so I ended up with 4th place. Yeah, X1's not that bad for my first go at this. I decided to play 60. It was originally 40, and then I basically threw in a couple more normal summons and a bunch of hand traps. The idea behind the deck is that it's kind of like how Dragon Link was before it got truly figured out. Once Link Cross was in the mix, basically any 2 dragons was full combo and it could play through hand traps. So you got to just put a bunch of hand traps in the deck to help you going second. And you weren't really worried about your back row matchups because every single turn you could try to push for the same exact combo. So that was the idea for this deck, and it actually worked out. The players that I beat were playing... I faced one mirror in round 4 against David. I played against another virtual world that I beat because I didn't brick. But that's what you get in 60 cards. You're going to have hands where it's all hand traps. But finally, what was the last list? Machines. It was a train deck. So let's just get into the profile. I've babbled on long enough. 2 Gearsu. When I was playing 40, I was only playing 1. This card's alright. I mean, it's just whatever. You've got so many other better normal summons than Gearsu, which is extremely sad. But just 2 for this. This can actually be a flex. I might even cut one of these. 1 Nightmare. You don't want to draw it, but if you do draw it, there are ways to get it out of your hand. I opted for double symbol skeleton. I feel like it's just as important as Gearsu. Sometimes you have to revive your Galatea or your Ding, and you don't have the ability to bring it back. So it's nice to have a second copy in the grind games. It's also normal summonable. You have a ton of extenders, so you can just hard make Galatea that way, and you'll have the symbol in graveyard for shenanigans later on. 1 Brass Bombard. This thing is a tuner, and it's level 1, which comes up. You can make your Link Haribo. This is worst case scenario a normal summon, but because it's a level 1, you can summon it off of 1-for-1. It's a tuner. You can summon it off of Needle Fiber, or you can even make a Needle Fiber using it. So that's just really nice. And then the 1 World Wand. I do miss 2 of this because whenever you draw it, you can send the other one and then get a free special summon from your hand, but it's not worth playing 2 over. And like I said, there's ways to get this out of your hand. So that is the Orcust main deck monster package. So next up, let's take a look at our Scrap Raptor. The new addition to the Scrap package. It lets you get an additional normal summon if it's destroyed by a Scrap effect, and then you can target a monster and then pop it, and then you get an extra normal summon, and then its graveyard effect, if it was destroyed by a Scrap effect, is you can search a Scrap non-tuner. Your target for that is Scrap Recycler. This is also full combo by itself. Scrap Raptor's existence just makes it more consistent. The 1 Scrap Golem, I'm opting to play 1 of this. If you draw it, rest in peace, but there are ways to put it back into your deck, which is something I really like about this version of the deck. Finally, for the Scrap Engine, I play Scrap Golem. It's a level 3 tuner that has a decent effect. You can chain block your Wyvern effect by bringing this back. So Wyvern, Chainlink 1, and then Scrap Goblin, Chainlink 2, which can add back your Scrap Raptor for your next follow-up turn. But I mean, if you're getting that far, your opponent probably doesn't have hand traps anyway. It's just really nice. If you can't actually get into your Scrap combo, but you can get into Needle Fiber, you can actually summon the Scrap Goblin and then go into your Scrap Wyvern with Needle Fiber and Scrap Goblin, which is what I really like. And then honorary scrap card is Crystron Rosenix. You send this off the recycler so that you can summon a token and then go into your scrap wyvern. All right, so that's for that. Next up, have you guys read Misk? I don't know, but it can also not only protect your scrap wyvern, your scrap raptor's effect on field, which never ever comes up, but it can also special summon a level 1 tuner from your deck, and you're already playing triple fossil dig, which means it's your extra fossil digs aren't completely worthless now. They can act as a tuner extender. And then Plague Spreader Zombie, if you have the combo already, you can summon Needle Fiber, bring this out, climb up into Apollosa, put your bricks back on top of your deck, so you do not, so you can like special summon them from your deck if you need to, or search them or whatever. It's just really an amazing card, and I love that it's a tuner and it brings itself back. It's 2 monsters. The one tuner that they left for Needle Fiber to be able to abuse, they already banned all the rest of them. Jet Synchron would be amazing in this deck, because you wouldn't lose to Lancia on your scrap combo because Rosenix needs to banish itself. But they did leave us at least one decent tuner to play the game. Alright, now the hand traps. First, triple Nibiru in main deck. Like I said, you're not afraid of back row decks. You just do your combo, and if you fail, do it again, as long as you're not facing floodgates. But that's what the side deck is for. So, Nibiru, main deck Phantasme. This was one of the cards I drew against the virtual player that I lost. So, that stinks. They don't link summon at all. So, triple Phantasme. Triple Lancia. You just want to stop your opponent and then kill them. Double Skullmeister, triple Ash Blossom. So these are kind of the same thing. The graveyard effects tend to do a lot. So I figured just negating them with Skullmeister would be really good. Like Miscellaneousaurus' effect against dinosaurs. And I'm not going to name all the different graveyard effects, but Skullmeister is pretty overpowered. And then Ash Blossom is super generic. And then finally, Cyframe Gear Gamma. This card's insane. Love this card. And if you draw Gamma and Artifact Lancia, that's the combo going second, because you get to keep your Gamma and your driver on board, which is really nice. And then 2 more normal monsters, because I just love playing normal monsters. The Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon for Yugi and Joey Wheeler. Really nice to have those. So those are all the monsters. Like 17 main deck hand traps, I think. Nib, Phantasme, Lancia, Meister, Ash, Gamma. Yeah, I think that's 17 main deck hand traps in 60. But whatever. Red Eyes Fusion to go with the Dragoon package. You hate to draw it, but you just make Plague Spreader, put it on top of your deck, which actually comes up often. Fossil Dig and Scrapyard. So Scrap Raptor is a tuner scrap monster that is also a dinosaur, so you get to play these 6. Scrapyard can also search your Goblin, which you'll never do, and Fossil Dig can also search your Dracula, which you'll never do, but it can search Misk, which you do pretty often, surprisingly, which gives you an extra body on board that is a tuner. Next, we're main decking Triple Dark Ruler no more. We're not having any of those shenanigans, please. This is a main deck staple at this point, and I think it will continue to be for a very long time. And then let's take a look at our one-ofs. Foolish Burial's limited, unfortunately, so we can only dump things if you draw it. But you do draw it sometimes. And then it gets ashed, and you cry. 1 for 1, you've got a ton of different level 1 targets. I mean, Brass Bombard's probably the best because it's an Orcust monster and a level 1 tuner. But even in the side deck, if you have already run out of your level 1 targets, there's a hand trap that's level 1 that we side deck that you can summon and go full combo with. Emergency Teleport, this just gets Gamma on the field, and you get to make Needle Fiber for free, basically. Hornet Drones, I was like, you know what, whatever. Let me put an extra monster on board. It's a level 1. I can make Link Karibo with it. Whatever, who cares? Reasoning, you play so many different levels, and you just want bodies on board, so whatever. If you hit a scrap recycler, then you're broken. If you hit a scrap raptor, then you're super broken. Like, it doesn't matter, like, whatever. Call by the Grave, it's just like a whatever card, you know, like it helps you play through hand traps and stuff. So does Gamma, because people will try to droll you or ash your stuff, and then you just Gamma them or Call by the Grave them, and then you're super lit. Monster Reborn as an extender, this actually came up in tournament. Had the Monster Reborn when he, I believe he Nibiru'd on my Golem summon, yes. And I was able to Monster Reborn Golem and then just continue my combo as normal. So this is kind of like another copy of Called by the Grave or Gamma in that sense. Actually, it's even better than Gamma in that application. World Legacy Succession. This is not at 1, but you only play one because you set it off of your lib. And then finally, the 3 Orcust cards. When I was playing 40, I was not playing the return. But now that I'm playing 60, I like the return. So Babel, Return, and Crescendo. Going first or second, all these cards are insane. Galatea is one of the best boss monsters ever because she can search a Banishing Judgment, a Pot of Greed, or make everything that I have a quick effect to just demolish my opponent's turn. You get to play on both turns with that card. I really miss Harp Horror, but whatever. Let's take a look at the extra deck really quick. I'm not going to bother with the combo. I mean, it's really self-explanatory. 2 tokens. You play a bunch of cards that produce tokens. So I got the level 1 Dragon Lord tokens for like Girsu and drones and Crystron, Phoenix, or whatever it's called. The Nibiru token for the Nibiru that we main deck. Next, the Fusion Monsters, we just have Dragoon chillin'. Unfortunately for the XEs, only one Ding Girsu. I had to cut that for an idea that I had last minute. I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get there. But you can replace that card with a second Ding. It comes up a lot. But, I mean, if you manage your resources, you only technically need one of every extra deck monster, right? Link Karibo, this is mandatory. Predaplant Verte Anaconda summons out your Dragoon. This demands a response, so sometimes you can bait people with it. IP Masquerena, if you've got enough extenders, you can put this on your end board, and you can quick effect to link up into all kinds of stuff. Barricade Borg Blocker is necessary because of its ability to get stuff out of your hand. This is a graveyard-oriented deck, so it does lose hard to Abyss Dweller and Lancia, but having Barricade Borg Blocker in your extra deck lets you put the stuff that loses so hard to those cards in the graveyard where they want to be. Crystron Helki Fibrax, all good decks should be able to abuse this card. It just lets you link climb, puts more bodies on board, and the utilization is insane. You can summon out Plague Spreader Zombie, climb up into a Link 3, and then climb up into Apollosa for free off of Helki Fibrax. You can also summon Scrap Wyvern off of Helki Fibrax by summoning your Scrap Golem. And you can also summon Galatea off of Helki Fibrax since your Brass Bombard is a tuner. So it's super versatile. Whatever you need, Helki Fibrax can usually get you there, which is really, really nice. Lambda. So this is a recently made expensive card, I believe, but if you got one, it might be worth playing in this deck. I tried it, and it was decent. So the idea is if you have Gamma in your hand, while you're doing Scrap Combo, if you can't climb up into Apollosa, you can climb up into Lambda, and that protects you from Nibiru until you start your Orcust combo. But by that time, you link this off for Apollosa. So you're protected the entire time if you draw Gamma. I just wanted to make Gamma even more useful going first. It did come up in tournament. My opponent did not have the Nibiru, though, so the Lambda just got turned into an Apollosa, and it was whatever. But if they did, I would have gotten to summon Gamma from my hand and a driver from my deck, and I would have had even more bodies to continue Link climbing with. Double Galatea, yeah, you can't get away with less than 2 Galatea. Yeah, even with 2 Symbol Skeleton, you minimum 2 Galatea. Lib, it non-targeting shuffles stuff back into the deck when you're going second, or even going first, because IP Masquerena can link off with it, although it usually leaves the board because you're usually trying to play through hand traps, which means you don't end up keeping Lib on board. But it's super useful. Nightmare Unicorn, this shuffle stuff, it's a dark, it's a Link 3, so that you can actually climb into a Link 3 if the only Link 3 that we play. So sometimes you can waste it to get into an Apollosa early if you feel the need to. And then all of your plays are essentially guaranteed because you can do that before your normal summon, which is really nice. But yeah, that's really nice. MVP's got to be Apollosa. This thing is amazing. You win games just on the back of a 3-material Apollosa alone. It's amazing. And then Boral Sword. You can't play Orcust without Boral Sword Dragon. I feel like this is just as much a part of Dragon Link as it is of Orcust. I mean, it's been there since the beginning. And that's how Orcust has its nice win condition. And then finally, shout out Team Bad Cards. Let's talk about the side deck. This can kind of be whatever you want. Donna Ruster Pankratops is just a generically good going second card. Here's another level 1 target, Droll and Lockbird. You droll your opponent if they're a searchy-worchy deck, and then they stop searching, and then you kill them. Usually. But try not to droll them when they don't have any monsters on board, because then you get gammed in the face. Terraforming is awesome because it can search your Babel if you need it, or it can search another amazing win condition, Mystic Mine. Alright, Twin Twisters. I feel like this is better than Cyclone, because you are already losing to Lancia. So people are siding in their Lancias if they have them in their side. So if you Cosmic Cyclone, they can just chain Lancia, and that invalidates your Cosmic Cyclone. But Twin Twisters not only gets cards out of your hand, it also pops 2 cards, which is nice. Sometimes you can pop your own stuff. I actually popped my own Crescendo during the tournament and was able to search Girsu and play the game, which was amazing. That actually ended up winning me that game, which is really cool that happened, but whatever. Definitely Twin Twisters over Cosmic Cyclone in this specific deck. I feel like Cosmic Cyclone is a better card overall, but you lose so hard to Lancia, you might as well not do that. So I'm going to contradict myself and put Evenly's on the board. It's a really cute card for wiping out back row decks, but like I said, you don't want to play things in your side deck that lose to the same things that your main deck strategy loses to. So by siding in Evenly's, I lose very hard to Lancia. So battle phase, end of battle phase, activate Evenly, they chain Lancia, it fizzles because neither player can banish cards for the rest of the turn after it resolves. These should be Lightning Storms, but I'm budget, so I don't have Lightning Storms. So I put the Evenly's in there. I did end up drawing it, and I didn't use it because I didn't need it, because the rest of the deck is so good. But if I did need it, it was there for me. It just clears the board and evens the playing field. Like, when this card came out, it was so sought after, and it was so expensive, and it was so amazing. Just to think now that all of these powerful cards have power crept it, like Lightning Storm and Droplets and Dark Ruler No More. Very expensive cards out there. But Evenly still has a nice little place in my heart. Finally, Red Reboot. For those back row decks. So you got a lot of back row hate, actually. You got Dino Ruster, Pankratops, and the Twins, the Evenlys, and the Reboots. But just remember that these should be Lightning Storms, but I just don't own that card. Or even Talents. Like, honestly, Talents would be just as good. It kind of does similar things depending on the matchups. But that's the deck. I hope you guys like it and try it out. I'm going to be testing it out. I might tweak the numbers and get back to you guys on if I top again. But I haven't been posting a lot of deck profiles because I just haven't been topping. I tried Dragon Link for a while. I tried that Exodia deck, but I really like the way this deck works and the all the extenders and being able to play through hand traps and stuff. So if you like this profile, feel free to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment or a like or whatever you people do. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.